And Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu anhuma said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, all of you are shepherds, responsible, and each of you will be asked about the people in his supervision. A man is the shepherd of the people of his house, and he is responsible. A woman is the shepherd of the house of her husband, and she is responsible. Each of you is a shepherd, and each is responsible for his or her flock. Okay. The role of vicegerency and ambassadorship, that as we know it, is exclusive to humans. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intended on creating insan, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. And remember when Allah told the angels that I intend on creating fil ardi, on earth, khalifa, a vicegerent, an ambassador, someone who my creation will follow vicegerency and be a representative, an ambassador of mine on the earth. So we are all, to an extent, khalifas of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on earth. We have responsibilities to maintain peace, justice, and to look out for those who are not able to fend for themselves. And then each individual, we are tasked with being a vicegerent or ambassador to other humans among us, right? And this is where the hadith falls into place, that a man is responsible for his family. He is responsible for ensuring that his family's needs are met, his family's interests are found, which with each of his decisions that he makes, looking at his family's interests at heart. Like that, you look at this hadith, it's very general, that we're all shepherds, but you look at the seerah, many prophets, including Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, went through shepherding. They were tasked with great, looking after sheep or wildlife and caring for them. And in doing that, it builds within people the resilience to look after their flock. You've got 100, or you've got more than 100 sheep or goats that you have to look after, right? You have to care for them. You have to make sure that not one of them got left behind. In doing that, and it's a thankless job, right? You're looking after all of them, and sometimes they'll get annoyed with you. Why are you, rushing me with the rest of the flock? Let me drink. Let me stay behind and let me enjoy it there. But you're doing this because you want all of them to be comfortable and safe and looked after and nurtured. That's why you're taking care of all of them. So many prophets went through this process before they received prophethood, to build within them the resilience to care for and nurture an ummah. Right? Prophets were sent to nations, prophets were sent to tribes. Rasulullah ﷺ was sent as a prophet for all of mankind. Now, this hadith, explaining this hadith, that a man is responsible for providing for his family from the halal sustenance that Allah provides for him, not through crooked and inappropriate ways to acquire money. That's wrong, right? Also, man is responsible for inculcating Islamic values within his children, within his family folk, within everybody at home. He is responsible. He's responsible for admonishing and, a typo over here, disciplining when needed. Also providing the family with halal recreation. Right? And this, sometimes you see that this is the cry of the girls, the daughters of many homes in Canada, in Alberta, is that the brothers can go and play and do whatever, but the girls can't. As parents, as men, leaders of our homes, we are obliged to provide halal recreation for our family, whether that be our wives, our daughters, people within our home. They shouldn't feel like, my father doesn't give me the opportunity and freedom that all the other children get. We're not comparing ourselves with others, but where there is room for having halal recreation and leisure, do that. Don't live a dry life. Live a comfortable and happy life. This is the task that men have to provide for their family. On the other side, the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, المرأة راعية على بيت زوجها وهي مسؤولة. A woman is responsible for her home to safeguard and protect the financial interests of her house. So whether it's regular shopping that she'll look through, flip, and find where this specific item she's looking for is cheaper, not just because, oh, well, my husband's already given me a credit card and I can just buy it from wherever. You know, it's like, okay, I know he's paying the bills and it's not coming up from my pocket, but let me do my due diligence in going through the Flip app and finding my regular shopping, right? And then you've got sales, like how Black Friday sales are coming up. Then a woman would be advised that, think of yourself as a person who is sort of looking after the treasure of the family. So she wouldn't be like, okay, no, you know what, because it's Black Friday and because there's so many sales everywhere, because everything is so cheap, just buy it. No, do we need it? Will we do without it? If we do get something new, what are we going to do with the old one? Are we going to get rid of it, or are we going to put it in, we're going to have to pay for warehouse storage and put it over there so that maybe somewhere down the road it'll come in handy, or maybe when our kids get older after 15, 20 years and they move out, then they will use it. All of that, that's hoarding, right? Also, helping with budgeting. It would be in the woman's best interest to help her family with budgeting, and this is something which, from my limited experience, women are more cautious of, and helping with budgeting and making sure that money goes a long way. Also, maintaining basic cleanliness of the home. These are things which are better, more natural for the women to do, albeit they should be able to ask for help when needed from the rest of the family. Whether it's the husband, whether it's the older children, they shouldn't feel it beneath their dignity to help out with cleaning at home. This isn't something. This isn't something which is condemned in Islam for the menfolk to assist at home. But obviously, it shouldn't be to such an extent where it's like, okay, one day I will clean, one day you will clean, and everything has to be equal. That's pushing in, and that's kind of what third wave feminism is all about, which is not the topic of this discussion, of this dars. And moving on, wholesome meals from the family, etc., that the woman would be responsible. It would be in her best interest to cook wholesome meals for the family. Not, oh, this is quick, I can just make this and then go back to watching, whatever television show that I enjoy watching. No, take out dedicated time, be part of the family, take out dedicated time and cook something wholesome